try and speak only in the mic. We will pass the mic around and try and speak loud. Forgive me, Sally, right ahead of time. Okay. The first thing we're going to do is have citizens' requests and comments. And again, would you please step forward and state your name for the records. And I'm going to pass the mic and you can pass it back.
My name is Franklin Lockett, and
Okay, let's go ahead and start. About 3 minutes, everyone. Hold your comments to 3 minutes at least. Thank you.
okay, and thank you. My name is Franklin Lockett, and one thing that I have to say, first of all, is we're speaking not on me, but this man. This is a very good man. Since I've been here, I come from the streets, first of all. A lot of bad has happened to me, good and bad. I met this man, and he encouraged me mentally. Mentally is what it takes. I mean, there's been a lot of things that I didn't think. I said, well, I don't know about this guy. I don't know him for anything in the world. But he's shown me. He's shown me by his integrity, and how he can be a good man and go forward and teach you to go forward. And when you get knocked down, get back up. It's not about boxing. It's about mentally being strong. You know, you can gain. You can have something for yourself if you only think about it. And if this was a mental game of tug of war, he doesn't need anybody. He can sit by himself, and it could be a pulling, but he will not budge. He will stand still. So you can't tell him to make a different decision or push his opinion each way. Once he made his decision, he's going to stand firm with that. And that's one of the things that I like most about him, because he's teaching me that. And I'm grown. I'm a grown man, obviously. I'm missing a little hair, got a little gray. I'm grown. I don't have to be taught anything else. But I am being taught, which is really is really good, you know, and it's a good place to be. The people and dealing with him, but he not only is he teaching us things, but he's showing us what to do when you have your own, when you finally got something. You know, you help people in the community, not only for others with your family and people that don't have. There's people that are homeless that come around, they feed. Now, I'm African American, but I'm scared of some of my own people when I see them because in the gangs and the different violence, so I keep moving. But this man is showing me that it's not about what they're doing, it's about what you do to help them. Helping people and being a pillar of the community. Now, these are things that I don't know nothing about, except I'm running from him. Okay. I don't know what your personal issue is. Okay. But I say we all have issues and we're not perfect. And if there's something that you have to do, would you first please just look in the mirror and look at yourself before you start to judge people, because there's only one judge. And this man is doing the best that he can. And that's all I have to say. I don't know if 3 minutes is up or not, but I'm just being honest with you to let you know that he's a good man. I'm talking about he's teaching kids, adults, boys and girls, men and women to do the right thing and how to stand firm in your decision-making skill, which is very important in this life. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Devin Jackson. I've been a part of the Tulare Athletic Boxing Club for about 8 years now. And Richard Torres and Kim, man, there's only words I can think of that comes to mind is integrity and just amazing. Two amazing people. Wow. You know, they've been a part of my life, you know, for 8 years. And just, you know, when when I had nobody to talk to, it was my family. They were always there. It's amazing people, man. I mean, it's kind of hard to talk. I'm choked up right now, but it's two amazing people. They've always opened their house, to all of us. They've fed us, clothed us. They've been there, had a year. Man, it's amazing people, man. That's all I can say.
Good afternoon. My name is Aldo Romero. If it weren't for Coach here is, helping me out, be a better coach. I grew up boxing since I was, 10, 11. As a fighter, I didn't do much, so I wanted, stay involved in boxing, which was being a coach, refereeing. I thought I knew it all, but no, I was wrong. Coaches have been helping me. He's helping me coach my own son. His son is, going to Colorado. He's going to help me train my son. Hopefully, he can make it up there too. I think somebody with no honor, no integrity wouldn't even spend the time on a seasonal truck driver and helping me teach my son how to box, how to be a good kid and all that. He's helped, a lot of us. It's very difficult to run a boxing gym, and him and Kim are doing a great job teaching us, and they're just good people, There was a while they were feeding once a week, every Tuesday at the gym. A lot of people in the community would come by and pick up some food and go on with themselves, and those, a lot of people with no honor wouldn't do that. There's no way. And Coach is a great man.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Norma Bueno y vengo a apoyar al señor Richard Torres. Para mí es una persona muy buena. Tengo 20 años de conocerlo y ha hecho mucho por mi familia, mis hijos y mis nietos y por toda la gente aquí en Tulare. Él da de comer, le da unos dinero, le da ropa, él y su esposa. Para mí es una persona maravillosa.
Mi nombre es Elodia Bernal, aquí estoy apoyando al doctor Kumar. Elodia Bernal. Estoy apoyando al doctor Kumar y a este señor Torres. Y decir que ellos han hecho mucho por la juventud y estoy apoyándolos los dos, y también porque ellos han dado también dinero a las personas, ayudando cuando necesitan comida, las personas que andan en la calle que no tienen hogar también, y por eso estoy aquí para ayudar yo y mi esposo. Gracias.
Muy buenas tardes a todos. Yo les quiero decir que aquí el señor Torres, el doctor Guzman, para mí son unas personas buenas, honradas, y nos han ayudado bastante a mí y a mis nietos. Yo me llamo Teófilo Bueno. Yo vivo como 30 años aquí en Tulare y todos ellos han sido muy buenas personas y por eso vengo a apoyarlos aquí a todos.
Hello everybody, my name's Jaime Valdez. I've been with the Tulare Athletic Boxing Club for going on 18 years. I mean, Dr. Kumar and Rich Torres have been a great inspiration for me. I used to run around the streets, gangbang, do all this other stuff. Was homeless for a while. Parents kicked me out due to I was on drugs, running around the streets. And they took me in, they fed me, they housed me. They taught me right from wrong. About last year, I received my general engineering license. So they put me in the right path, and here I am today. In front of everybody telling that these two people, I mean, been a big impact in my life, and I mean, told me to go for it, never be a follower, you be a leader. I mean, the gangs only teach you, to follow them. So they've taught me to be my own leader and do what I wanted to do and follow my dreams. So here I am today, and I just want to say thank you guys very much.
Hi everyone, my name is Janet Hicks. I've known Kim and Richard for like 5 years. I'm really hurt that you guys are doing this to Richard, but you know, I've seen him go out to the field where there's homeless people and actually give them food, ask them if they need water, and he'll go buy water and give it to people. Whenever the truck is out for dental, him and his wife both kick butt to get out there and get people in there to get serviced. And I don't really want to be rude, but I don't see anybody else out there doing anything like what Richard and Kim does.
Maybe I could stop you just 1 second. If you all would like to sit down, I'm not asking you to, but that thing is shining in your eyes. That way there's a little more room up here too, and not everybody has to stand. Then you could move up. No, you're not ready. No, all right. Okay.
My name is Dorothy Meketa, and I've lived in Tulare for almost 60 years. And I've known Richard, the Torres family, for many, many years. I worked at Palo Verde for 35 years, and he started when he was a little bitty guy. And the family were really good. They helped us. And when Richard got older, he ended up becoming a teacher. And I've had 10 to 15 people living in my house. We ran out of water. Our well went dry. Richard came and he brought us cases and cases of water. And all my kids that I've had people that have had foster children. They kick them out as soon as they're 18 years old. And what do? They're out there trying to finish school. They live out in the street. We took them in, and we still have them. And one of them's working at the Korea hospital. And then Richard, when we needed something, he always had something to bring us. And he's been a good guy to us. My boys were in the boxing club with him. And I already lost 3 of my children for cancer. And he's really helped us a lot in our home. And I hope you guys will understand that it's not easy out there in this world. You people that have money, it's easy for you because you have it. But when you don't have it, it's hard. I'm telling you, I know. Especially if you don't have any money to bury your family or buy food or try to help these other kids. And he tries to help us, and you're now trying to do something bad against them. If you knew this family for many, many years, I mean, it's hard to understand why people can be so cruel. I'm sorry that people are cruel. Just like our new President Trump, trying to kick us out of Social Security, cut us anything for the poor. Oh, everything for the rich. I'm sorry, but I don't think that's right. I'm sorry to get upset, but it is sickening.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Juana Medel. Yo y mi esposo estamos aquí apoyando al señor Richard. Tenemos aproximadamente como 3 años de conocerlo, porque tenemos 4 hijos que van a ir a boxeo. Y pues queremos también darle las gracias, porque gracias a que los llevamos ahí, pues tienen en qué entretenerse mis hijos en la tarde, hacer un deporte en vez de estar en las calles o salirse con los amigos por ahí. Y pues hemos aprendido nosotros mucho de él y también mis hijos, y pues es una muy buena persona y le agradecemos todo lo que ha hecho por nosotros.
Mi nombre es José Aguilera. Como dijo mi esposa, tenemos a nuestros 4 hijos ahí estudiando con el señor Torres. Y lo único que yo quiero aclarar aquí que Coach Torres es una muy buena persona, en especial cuando le pedí ayuda para mi hijo que iba mal en la escuela. él se tomó su tiempo, hizo una junta para que mi hijo subiera sus grados. Ha influido mucho también en la educación de mis hijos y en mi persona. Yo llegué con una autoestima muy bajo a su gimnasio y ahorita gracias a él me siento una persona afortunada porque conocí a esta persona. Ahorita voy a tomar mis clases de electricidad gracias a él. Con su motivación me siento una persona segura de mí misma y lo único que quiero decir es que Coach Torres es una muy buena persona y gracias a él estamos muchos beneficiándonos de ir de su gimnasio. Muchas gracias.
My name is Richard Torres Jr. and I mean it takes a certain type of individual to try to come after my father's integrity. My dad is one of the most inspirational people I know. Anything and everything that he does is to help out the community, and it's dumbfounding to me how people could say anything different about him. I mean, I hope to one day be half the man my dad is. And for anyone to try to take him down or say he's doing anything that's against the good of the community and the good of everyone is just incomprehensible. I mean, my dad is the most integrable, well-characterized person that I know. And anything, it doesn't even matter what your view is on the hospital, but to come after him himself it's wrong. It's just wrong.
Hello, everybody. My name is Manuel Hernandez. I'm here on behalf of Richard Torres. He's Coach Torres, Teacher Torres, and Mentor Torres. So I've grown up here in Tulare, and he's been a huge impact in the community. You're looking at maybe less than 1% of the people have gone through his club, and so this is nothing. We could have a line out of here, people talking about how great of a person he is. Not just that, him and his wife, I mean, the things they do for the people, you know, from feeding, housing, tutoring, you know, children that need help, extra help, that are falling behind, things like that. You know, I've been a part of, I've happily been a part of, and he, you know, whenever he needs me, I'm here. I'm going to be here right behind him every single time, whether it's, you know, helping feed, helping give my time to the community or anything. I'm just following in the footsteps of him. He's taught us this, and one thing that I came out, you know, learning from him is, you know, to give back to the community. That's one thing that I think he does more than anybody in this room put together, maybe. And so for anybody to attack his integrity, his character, or anything of that nature, you're wrong.
Hello, my name is Carrie Rivera, and I want to address as a voice for the community, not for one individual, not for one party, but my voice amongst several others that may not have the courage to be a voice. I was born and raised in Tulare. I've been married. Next month will be 20 years. I have 4 children. My families have businesses in this community, and it took a lot for me to be here today. I suffered an accident a year ago, and I have not been anywhere. Amongst the pain that it's taken me to stand, I'd rather come and stand in pain than to be a forgotten voice that didn't have enough courage to come and voice an opinion that I feel so passionately about. Everything that's happening in our community has been downright embarrassing. We've had name callings, we've had pages built upon bashing others. We are not a population that's metropolitan where we won't see each other the next day, everybody. We see each other. We are a small community that should be based upon love. You should not have to walk down the street and not have to fight back words of anger to say. We should be more adults and show more love and compassion. We're talking about a hospital. We're not talking about maybe a business that may be started and we don't agree. We're talking about our hospital. And for the past several years, 20 years, maybe 30 years, how many of us have contemplated where we were going to have our children? Would it be Kauai Delta? Would it be Tulare District? This isn't something that's just come upon several years or maybe a few years. This is years in the making. This isn't one man. This isn't several men. This isn't a board. This is a community problem. And the only way for the community to do the righteous thing would be what we would do in a regular vote, would be what we would do in an election. And that is to let the board handle what they need to handle. Whether we don't agree with it, whether we agree with it, it's fine. You can talk to your friends and maybe you can persuade them for whatever you need, but to name bash, to go out there on the side of your jobs and to find information that maybe is true, that maybe is untrue, just because you want to support your decision. And God forbid the next person next to you that don't agree with you, because they're not going to be your friend anymore. Or you know what? Maybe I'll create some information that's untrue about them next. And you know what? We can't stand for that. Who's going to be the bigger person here and say no more? Whether you feel that way about a vote, I don't want to hear any more negativity about anybody. Until you can say what goes on in your own homes, don't share what goes on in other people's. And that's really what I came here to say, is we should have more respect for ourselves. Not for anybody else, but for yourself. Think about what comes out of your mouth before it comes.
My name is Mitchell Patterson. I'm Torres' neighbor. And Kiki and Kim, you guys just don't know. He's a great guy, his whole family. Support my family. When I'm down and I'm out there doing my thing, Kim, Torres, because we do Torres at the mailbox. It's my neighbor. And just don't know. He's a great guy, great family man, and great kids, great wife. And my son, Quincy Patterson, wanted to speak today, but he had to have a scrimmage over at Michigan Oak. But I love you, man, and just keep our head up and whatever. We know who you are. We know what you stand for. You can see you out there every day. The days you over at that gym, the days you running in and out 10 times out of the neighborhood, running. Your kids, your wife, running. For somebody else. And whatever you want to put out about him, think about it again. You got the wrong guy. God bless you.
It's hard to hear.
Okay, my name is Stan Felton. I went to high school with Rich. We met August 1st, 1980. That's how far back I go with Rich. He's not Rich to me. He's my brother. My children call him Uncle Richard. His children call me Uncle Stan. And I'm hearing all these things being said about him, but funny, I don't remember any of you being around him. You have no way to base what you're said against him in fact, but you like to live in fiction. I was heard that when I was sitting in line that I'm on a script. No, I'm not. I don't have a script. I don't need one. I can tell you the truth about Richard Torres. He was the best man at my wedding. I was the best man in his wedding. I held each of his kids the day they were born. He did the same with me. Why in the world are you going to tear somebody down that does so much? At what point are you confused to the point where you're not doing anything and he's doing everything he can to make it better here, and you're going to put him down? Don't talk about him. Stand beside him. It's easy. I came from Clovis. I don't live in Tulare anymore. My best friend's being put down for things he's not doing. If anything, he does too much at times. We sit and talk about, what in the world is Richard doing now? All he's done is doing good things for Tulare. I mean, I am confused why you want to put him down because you have personal disagreement about a political statement or the hospital. You're making personal attacks on someone who doesn't need them. Walk a mile in his shoes. Do what he does. And then talk bad about him. Don't make up news that you want to sound because it makes you feel good about yourself and the point you're on. Come with facts. Don't attack my friend because you don't know who he is. This angers me. I came down from Clovis because I wanted to defend my friend. I'm speaking from the heart here, folks. He doesn't need this in his life. I'm sure Rich would like to take some time off to be with his family more. His son's going off to college. His daughter's in college. He doesn't have a lot of time to see them. And what does he do with his free time? Work with the youth of our town. I do say our town because I still believe Tulare is my hometown. Just because I left doesn't mean I left Tulare. I come here a lot. We hear about the great things in the Tulare Athletic Club. I remember working out with his father, Manuel Hernandez Sr. at the old club when it was just an old firehouse. Now it's been built up. Have you been to that club lately? It's not the old firehouse it was. Richard and Kim bust their, excuse my language, kids, you can cover your ears, their asses to make it better for you, not worse for you. And what do they get thanked with? Innuendos, lies, and detriment to their character. We're adults. We should act like adults when this happens. To hear that my friend's being put down because the man does too much, not enough? Please. Where are you at when he's doing all this stuff? And the lady that talked about giving water to the homeless. Where were you? Were you sitting in the car with the air conditioner on? No, you weren't even there. He's out there doing this stuff. To put him down angers me. He is a better man than that. He deserves better treatment than that. If you don't like him, fine. You don't have to like him. But you must respect him and the work that he does. If you have questions about Richard, find me. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've known him since 1980. There's a few secrets he has that I don't know. I'll tell you what he's doing. Not what you're saying. He's a good man. A good man should not be talked down to. He should be talked up to and respected. He followed in his father's footsteps. In a way, he's actually doing better than his dad did. And to me, that's blasphemy to say that because his dad was a great man. Richard's doing better. Look what he's doing for you, not against you. Please don't use his name listener you're talking about. I don't think he'd want that done to you. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jose Guzman. My brother just today called me just to see if I could share a couple words about Richard. No one has to tell me or you'll go out there and say this. I'm a person that I was a former boxer at Tulare Athletic Boxing Club for about 12 years. I'm very grateful of the time and dedication and the help that they provided us. Today I was working in Portersville, up in the mountains. I dropped everything because for good people that I know, I'll drop everything, and after this, I'll go back to work. There's very few people out in this world now that can take the time. I mean, in today's life, we live a very busy life. It's a life full of routines, basically, and for someone to, have a family, work, and still spare time for children in need, who, especially in boxing, in our experience, a family of 6 boys, our family, low income family, that sometimes we couldn't afford to be in certain sports. We fell in the hands of a Tulare Boxing Club, and I'm very thankful that we fell in that sport because I knew Senior Torres and Richard's mom. It took a lot of dedication for them and Richard to be there every day to take us to events at Cincinnati, Ohio, Marquette, Michigan. I mean, it would be hard even for my own folks to be there, but they dropped whatever they were doing to be there at those events. I mean, for me, it takes a lot of courage. If I had to drive today to Vegas, wherever, to say a word of my experience on Richard Torres, I would. So with this in mind, I mean, I'm not here to, and I don't get into politics, but for the person of Richard, I vouch for this man because he's been in our lives, and I know what he does. And I'm a person that I don't judge, but I can see who does good and does bad, and I can. Richard's on my side, on my right hand side, that he's been a good man, and so that's the end. What I had to say about Richard. So thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Vicente Guzman. It's my brother Jose. I've known Richard for a while. Him and his family, his dad. If you guys know the history, Manuel actually started Mr. Manuel Torres actually started boxing gyms in 1945. it's a long history. People might say, they may look at it. It just taking. Might think, Manuel just helping out the people, but no, it's a tradition that's been going on since 1945. Him and his whole family been helping out. Like his father, I started fighting with his father, and then when he was sick, I was actually in some trouble. I was in jail. Well, that's when Richard Torres and Kim stepped in. They did whatever they can to help out my family, and just like their dad been doing since 1945. This day, I'm a professional boxing. I'd rather, maybe it sounds hard for you guys to believe, but I'd rather take punches than come to speak in front of people. A lot of people may say Richard may look like a mean guy, but man, his heart's always in the right place, and the reason maybe sometimes he looks like a mean guy is, man, he got a lot of things going on, and he makes sure you get that done. Like some people tell me, Vicente, when you're gonna retire, maybe you should become a trainer. Maybe that'd be easier than fighting. I tell him, you know what? That takes a lot of work, trying to train people. Because the trainer, he's the first one that gets to the boxing gym, the last one that closes. It's not something like, as a fighter, I can take my little breaks, but not as a trainer. A trainer is not just training the kids. No, it's they're being mentally. At times, even when you're not at the gym, you get. We call them. I've personally been there. I go in trouble. I'm in trouble or something mentally, or I need help with my family. As a matter of fact, I had my dad in the hospital here in Tulare a while back, man, about 10 years ago. I couldn't take it no more. He had a heart attack. I called Richard up. Within about 30 minutes, he was there to help us out, talk to everybody that was in the hospital, try to make it best. And just like that, he's always been there for the hard moments. And not just that, I know a lot of people, they have their own businesses. Sometimes people come across him, and they're in the streets. They got no money, they got no job. So he calls me up, hey Vicente, I got this person out here, he needs some money. Do you know you can get him a job or something, or talk to some of your friends? Yeah, this is the type of stuff that Richard Torres goes out of his way to try to take care of people, because he it's a tradition. It's been in his family for a long time. He's not just my coach. He's like a brother. He's always been there. And I mean, I'm talking for the community and for the people that's been around Richard Torres. He's someone you can count on. When times get hard, he's gonna be there. That's all I got to say. Thanks.
Is there anybody else? Any more comments?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I can wait. You're late. I'll wait.
Go ahead. Would you like, please take the microphone.
Okay, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Linda Callanan. I'm the OB coordinator at the hospital here. And I have brought some representatives from our department. So introduce yourself if you would.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Kimber. I am a home health postpartum nurse.
My name is Veronica Venegas, and I'm the lactation consultant that works night shift.
My name is Marcy Villeda. I'm the unit secretary in the OB department.
And we have some exciting news to share with you guys. Our hospital has been on a journey to work towards achieving the baby-friendly certification. And I'll tell you a little bit about what that's about. It's an initiative that encourages and recognizes hospitals and birthing centers that offer an optimal level of care for breastfeeding mothers and their babies, based on the 10 steps to successful breastfeeding. If anybody is interested in the details of the 10 steps, we have a poster right here. This is also posted throughout our department. And now, we have something to show you. Veronica's going to go through what the steps have been that we've been on.
So our hospital developed a breastfeeding policy, and we practice that policy. More than 90% of our moms are breastfeeding during their stay with us. We have excellent evidence-based breastfeeding education and support that we give our patients at our hospital. And we also provide private breastfeeding consultations morning and evening. And we want to proudly add our last check that we are now a baby-friendly hospital.
Very proud of this. What I'd like you to know also about this baby-friendly certification, it's more of an international award. There are more than 20,000 designated baby-friendly hospitals and birth centers worldwide, but in the United States there are only 441, and we're one of 4 in the San Joaquin Valley. So it's not as spread in the United States as it is throughout the world.
Thank you.
Madam President, I would like to present you with this certification framed there, and here's also the letter from the Baby Friendly organization for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay. Photo op. Can I get my OB staff up too for the photo? Guys, come on up for a photo.
Thank you. Thank you. This is fabulous. Alberto, did you want to speak?
Yes, please.
Thank you. My name is Alberto Aguilar, and I've lived in Tulare well over 30 years. And I'm not here with the Richard Torres Dog and Pony Show. I'm here to go ahead. I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about some experiences that I've had at the hospital.
We're not here to listen to your lies.
I didn't want to talk. I'm here to go ahead and talk about the experiences I've had at the hospital.
Pony, that's a class act.
You're the dog and pony show. You want to speak your 3-minute speak, but there is not going to be any attacking, no jabbing, no nastiness.
So that little boy, that Albert.
Have your say.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I go ahead and I still use the hospital. I go down and get my lab results, which are given to my doctor whenever he has to go ahead and do an evaluation on me, which is twice a year. This year, in January, I went down there a couple of days prior to my doctor's exam to go ahead and have blood drawn. And then later on in the week, I go down to see my doctor to go ahead and get the results. I get down to my doctor's office, and the first thing they ask me is, did you get your blood work done? I said, yes, just like I was told. Well, the hospital has no records of it. So then I have to go home, and I got to go retrieve my conditions of admissions report to prove that I was down there, okay? And I have to go back to the doctor and show it to them, and then they got to go ahead and contact the hospital to see if they can find out what happened to this man's report. Simple report. Just tells you what your cholesterol level is, all right? Again, it happens again. I went down there on June 20th to go ahead and have blood work done. Okay? Several days later, I go back to the doctor for the same thing, and it's the same thing again. You know, they don't have your paperwork. So basically, when I go ahead and go see my doctor, I go there for nothing because we have an organization here, HCCA, that has people that are either incompetent and or maybe Dr. Benzivia has something against me. I don't know. This happened twice already. Okay? I got the documents right here. Okay? I got the documents right here. Okay? I'm here to say exactly what's happened. You know, I have heard Dr. Benzivia and I have heard other members that work for the hospital indicate that the reason that patients are leaving the hospital, okay, is because doctors are telling them to leave the hospital. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not true. The reason that people are having to leave the hospital is because of poor quality of health care that's being provided to the hospital. Okay? We want to support our hospital, but when we have people that are managing that are not capable of managing because they have no prior experience, this is the kind of problems that you have. So let me ask you, why should I continue to be using the lab here when I'm getting the same results over and over again? It's not in my best interest. Okay? I've been out there campaigning to go ahead and have Dr. Kumar recall, and I have nothing but horror stories about the experiences people are experiencing here in this hospital. And it's a shame. So it's time for a change. Thank you very much.
Anybody else like to comment, speak? Okay. The minute. Oh, I'm sorry.
I just want to say something real quick. I've had bad experiences with the hospital also. I've taken my wife and my kids there. And yeah, you're right, it's, bad service. But I don't think it falls on one person. Well, you're coming out here and taking jabs at them. You know what I'm saying? To run a hospital, it takes more than one person. Just like anything else.
You didn't call no name.
Okay? I've been there with my son, my wife. I've been there for hours and hours waiting. I get pissed off. I've taken off a few times. I end up going to Kawita. But it doesn't fall on Mr. Torres. It falls.
Please, there's not going to be any back and forth. Thank you.
Okay, at this point, one more? You got it. I wasn't going to speak, but I can't help it. Teresa Per Variant. I'm a proud employee of our hospital. I've seen that man, Dr. Kumar, save a lot of people. If you're coming in with a GI bleed, he will save you. He will come in the middle of the night, and he will save your ass. If you're out there and doing what you shouldn't do, he will stop everything and be on call to save you. These accusations about Richard, who look at all these people from our community, not a dog and pony. These are citizens that live in this community, raise their children, have their babies at our hospital, and they love what we're doing at our hospital. We have a lot of employees in here that are doing a lot of good. And how dare you guys talk like this? Greg, we know each other a long time. You've done a lot of great things at our hospital. This hate's got to stop. It's got to stop, all these people doing this. Dr. Kumar, we don't want you recalled. There's a lot of people out there that stand behind you. Richard, the same. I just am appalled of the name calling. And I've done it too. I've succumbed to what's being attacked to me, and I come right back with it. I'm not innocent, and I shouldn't do it. And I should apologize for it, and I try to. But when you're blocked from the citizen site, I know, Chris. I know. Everybody, we need to come together. Look at the accolade that Linda just talked about. Is the Visalia Times Delta going to talk about it? Or are they going to just put all the smut campaign that they always put? That's what happens. It's true. Speaking the truth.
I never take jobs.
It's the truth. So I support the board. I support the decisions you make. I'm not always in agreement with every decision that's made, whether it's HCCA, whether it was Sean Baluki. Things are brought up to me on social media that I can't defend myself on because I'm blocked. And I stand by what I've said in the past. I don't always agree with the decisions that have been made at this hospital, but I'm a proud employee of this hospital. And I'm sticking through it, through thick and thin, the good and bad, and we do great care. Are there bad experiences? Absolutely. But I've seen a lot of great good done there. Okay, at this point, we're going to close the open hearing, the public hearing, and move on to the minutes of the
We're going to the special meeting of the June 20th, 2017, and the regular board meeting of May 24th.
I still move that we accept the minutes.
Kevin seconded it. All those in favor say aye. The special meeting of June 20th and the regular board meeting of May 24th. Kevin. All those in favor say aye. Oh. Okay, let's take it separate. Can you just do the minutes of the special meeting of June 20? All those in favor say aye. Opposed? The regular board minutes of May 24th. Do I have a motion? Okay, you're going to do that too? Okay, and you're second. Okay, all those in favor say aye. And opposed? Okay, then we're going to move on to the special board meeting minutes of January 27th. Legal has advised that there was some errors in the approved minutes, and instead of getting a overview of what the minutes read in the specific issue that has been raised, it was the dialogue between Alan Germany and Kevin Northcraft. Instead of doing an overview of what the whole conversation was, I would like to propose that we put in the exact wording, the exact transcript. We've gone back. You have that along with your January 27th minutes in the agenda, and we're going to put in the exact transcript. Sure. It's the fourth page of your agenda. I'm sorry, the fifth page of your agenda that's in your binder. This is the transcript of what was exactly said. And why isn't it?
If you don't think it's accurate, vote against it. It's on the audio. You can see it on.
And the audio has gone through.
And this is not what you said.
This is the exact transcripts of what was said on the recordings.
I'd like to question why the attorney would raise a minutes, a routine matter that was approved by the board on a 4-0 vote at the last meeting.
Because those were not the correct minutes.
With the board's actions, that is totally inappropriate and a waste of his time and ours. Really? Can I address that since you're directing this comment at myself? Sure.
No, let's go ahead and have a vote on it. Let's just go ahead and vote on this. I would like to have a motion to insert the exact transcripts of what was on the... How fast do you think this would have taken? I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions. And they were answered right away, and this is the exact transcript of those questions.
Mr. Germany said over and over, I will be happy to supply that information. Nothing is in here that was his answer. That was not his answer. I don't understand. This was already approved. You know, somebody was quoted this morning as saying you're profiling over mouse species. I don't understand why a simple routine minutes that have already been approved are being raised.
There was an error in the minutes.
Are you concerned that Mr. Germany promised information?
I'm not concerned about anything except getting the minutes correct. That's all I'm concerned
so let's do a full transcript of the entire meeting. 17
Madam Chair, I make the motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, there's been a motion on the floor to open the incorrect minutes, insert the exact transcript of what was said as per the audio tapes, and I'll call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
No.
Okay. These amended minutes of the January 27th special meeting will go into file.
This was, Mr. Torres voted on this even though he wasn't in attendance. So what?
Mr. Torres can vote on that according to Robert's Rules of Order.
He's the expert in. I was asking the question. Why don't you stay out of it when I'm talking to the chair?
Please, Kevin.
He's interrupting my conversation with you. I'm entitled to.
Okay,
He's in conflict because he represents the board and ACCA.
Kevin, we're not discussing that right now. Okay, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. Any discussion about the consent agenda? I will entertain a motion of consent agenda A through D. Are we doing D? Just A? Okay, just A. Oh, do I have a motion for that? A second? Okay, the consent agenda, item A. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. We're going down to the reports by administration, compliance and quality. Yeah.
Is it working? Hello, good afternoon. Pleasure having everybody here. We have some exciting news to share. Great. Yeah, see where it says slides on the top? Start. Just to get the mood right, so we're warming it up.
There you go.
You're not going to yell Hi Hitler again today, are you, Alberto? Offensive to me. What happened? Okay. Quality update. Some great news to share with everyone. In spite of all the rigmarole and false narrative, let me tell you what's been going on in the hospital. Let's see. Claudia, maybe you can change it. I don't think this is functioning. Okay. Next slide. So as you know, we have a quality assurance committee that meets monthly. They look at over 30 different areas of the hospital. Can you take it? Top. First one. Next. Yeah. Keep going. Next. No. First slide. The next one. The next one. Thank you. So we look at 30 different parameters and measure them on a monthly basis. There's about, I don't know how many people on that committee from all different parts of the hospital. So we look at objective criteria and measure things. So for example, we'll look at one of the 30 areas that we measure, our customer service and the HCAP scores. For the month of April, we scored 87.5% for communication with nurses. The benchmark is 79%. Cleanliness and quietness, 66.7%. The benchmark is 65.9%. Clearly, a lot more work to be done there, but we're going in the right direction. Communication with doctors. We have a new professional medical staff. 94% 6.3%. The benchmark is 81%. These are all objective data measured from site. Next. Case management. Case management is the department that looks at length of stay and kind of the technical aspects of the patient's presence in the hospital. So, the CMS looks for readmissions within 30 days. The reason they do that is in the current thinking in the government is that if you come in for the hospital for a certain diagnosis, hopefully you're treated well enough where you don't have to be readmitted for the same diagnosis within the first month. So they look at number of readmissions within 30 days. That's a big measure that they use. And so our readmission rate within 30 days was 4%. The benchmark is anywhere under 18%. So this is really, really good. And all thanks to the wonderful work that 500 plus people are doing day in and day out of the hospital. Utilization committee is a committee that looks at how resources are being utilized. Are too many CAT scans being done, or too few CAT scans being done, or what kind of tests are being ordered? Are they within the parameters that are acceptable? And that committee needs to meet quarterly. Believe it or not, in the past, they didn't. Well, this time they do. So they do meet quarterly. That's actually a measure that we look at. Physician participation in the utilization committee meeting, the expectation is to be 50% or more times that they meet, they need to have physicians there, and we've met that as well. That's amazing. Dr. Ostrom is here as the Chief of Staff. Thank you for getting the physicians motivated to do what is necessary. Discharge planning audit. 30 charts a month are audited to make sure the discharge planning was done correctly. That's a whole process that takes place. And we have 100% compliance with that. And again, the benchmark is over 90%. OB nursery. As you all heard, I won the Baby Friendly Award. Only 400 hospitals in the whole United States have it. And here we have it in Tulare. Remember that we had a single pediatric group here for years that abandoned the hospital. In June of last year, we brought in new pediatricians. In very short order, we were able to achieve the Baby Friendly status. Newborns exclusively breastfed, 73%. Science currently says that breastfed babies tend to do better, so you want to get that number higher and higher. Benchmark is 68%. How about critical congenital health disease screen performed? 100% of the babies get that screen. And of course, documentation of risks and benefits 100% of the time. Next. Respiratory care. Is Lionel here today? No. Got to really thank him. He runs the respiratory care department. That's when people need to get breathing treatments, intubated, anything to do with respiration. Respiratory equipment cultures with no growth. When you breathe into anything, all the mucus and saliva is great medium for bacteria, so we check for that on a monthly basis. 100% no growth. Staff introduction, patient identification, therapy explained, patient education, staff courteous and polite, 100% of the time. Next. Fire and life safety. We hear a lot of riffraff out there about this and that. Let's talk about real things. So fire extinguisher inspection monthly, 100% of the time. Emergency egress and lights tested, 100% of the time. HIPAA compliance, 100% of the time. Again, staff courteous, polite, and helpful, 100% of the time. Can't get much better than 100%. Next. This is my favorite. I remember my days when I was practicing as a physician. Again, the critical care services, the ventilator bundle, again, refers to patients that are intubated. The most vulnerable patients, usually the sickest. They're on a breathing machine in the hospital. You have to monitor a lot of things to make sure they're okay. So we look at evidence-based practices to prevent ventilator-associated pneumonias. Remember, anytime you put a foreign body in the body, you have a high risk of getting an infection. So we look at vital signs being done correctly. The head of bed elevated, ventilator settings verified routinely, oral care every 2 hours, ET tube checked every 2 hours, turn the patients every 2 hours, make sure they don't get a peptic ulcer, make sure they don't get a blood clot, assess readiness to wean off the ventilator, sedation, vacation, ventilator care plans, dental conditions. All these things are looked at 100% of the time. If I was going to get sick and I was going to be intubated, this is the place I would want to be. Next. How about medical surgical services? Here we'll go over a lot of things every month to make sure all parts of the hospital are functioning well. Hemodialysis without complications. We do dialysis in this hospital 100% of the time. We check the hemodialysis machines for cultures in case there's an infection. 0%. Patient care plans with correct documentation. Believe it or not, sometimes things happen. 100% of the time. PICC lines. PICC lines are peripheral lines that go deep into the body as opposed to a central line. Without complications, 100% of the time. Hospital-acquired pressure ulcers. If you don't take care of the patient, especially those that are disabled and not mobile, you get pressure ulcers within a very short period of time. Greg used to work, over there in the OR. So, hospital-acquired pressure ulcers, 0%. We hear a lot of riffraff about surgery. Surgical site infections, 0%. Deaths of patients with serious treatable complications after surgery, 0%. Central line infection rate, 0.03. The benchmark is 0.9. We're 1/30th of the benchmark. Urinary catheter infection. Again, you have a urinary catheter, possible to get an infection. 0% of the time. That's all due to the work of 500 people day in and day out, making sure the patients are well taken care of. Next slide, please. How about medical imaging? You go get an X-ray or CAT scan. Accuracy of the, at night, sometimes we have teleradiology read it. So we send the films to their center, they read it, and they bring it back. Well, we check that. We want to make sure that their reading is in fact accurate. So our local radiologists verify the films for accuracy. Accuracy of teleradiology interpretations, 100%. No matter if you come in the day or night, you're going to get a good reading on that X-ray. Ultrasound exams in the emergency department completed within 1 hour of the order, 90% of the time. Head CT scans completed within 1 hour of the order, 91% of the time. Why is that important? If you come in with a potential stroke, we need to verify very quickly whether it's a bleeding stroke or an ischemic stroke, right? Because treatment is totally different. And there's a window of time by which you can give medications. And so you got to get that CAT scan quickly. So 91% of the time we get head CTs done within an hour of order. How about all the diagnostic exams combined? Tony, I hope you never get sick and never have to come to the hospital. If you ever did, you know that 92% of the time, whatever test is ordered in the ER, you're going to get within an hour. Next. You heard earlier from Linda and company, doing an amazing job at the OB department. We just got named as a baby-friendly designated birth facility, one of only 400 hospitals in the United States to have that. They really deserve a big hand for this again. Next. 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 And that's the quality report. Very quick. Whatever the next one. Got it? I can do it without a slide. Very quick update on the tower construction. As far as the, I'll do the tower construction financing in one, very quick. We don't have any money to build it. We're waiting to finish the loan. We're getting the feasibility study done. But in the meantime, we have the IT folks from Phoenix Health do an assessment of how to incorporate all the IT equipment in the new tower. So they've been working very diligently while we're waiting for the rest to make sure that happens. So they've been spending time doing that while the feasibility study is being worked on and moving forward. And additionally, there were some questions regarding the architectural plans, and all of those have been addressed by the architect. Thank you.
Okay, at this point, board member reports. Anyone have a report or want to say anything as a board member?
I'd like to address this to our attorney. I'd like to ask as to who was one that drafted our Resolution 852? Yes. Or is this just a standard form that we're using, or? This is the $22 million loan.
This is the one we had last week.
Okay. And I know board members had questions on that, and a lot of the public had questions on that. So my question to you is, your input on this wasn't given to the board or advice as to whether we should table this or we should wait and look at it for a little bit longer before we make a decision on that. I was just wondering, why didn't you step in to say anything to the board about this?
I wasn't asked for my advice on that. I was not at the meeting, as you know.
Yes, I know that. That's why I'm asking now.
No one asked me. I don't know that the decision to table or have further discussion is a legal issue. It's a board business issue. So if anybody had asked me, I probably would have said the same thing. Not a legal issue as to whether the board considers something or not.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Dr. Benzivi, I have one question. I don't really want to be adversarial at this meeting. I just want to bring up something that we've talked about, where you've indicated that there's a large investment of HCCA in this hospital. Last week at our meeting, you made reference to money that HCCA has contributed. At that meeting, I asked for a report on that. I see it's not being presented tonight. I hope you will continue to do that. There's a large group of pretty smart people that I work with regarding the hospital, and they were able to look at last year's audit and find that we do have a record of a $3.4 million loan from HCCA to the hospital. Is this the investment that you're referring to?
Appreciate the question. We have the finance report next month for the whole quarter. We'll bring all that information. I don't know off of my head, but we'll collate it all together.
Okay, because this is almost a year old being the audit, and so next month it would be very helpful if that could be specified what money is owing. The other question, obviously, and the board majority has authorized you to execute loans of $101 million in the last 3 meetings. Is any of this money potentially to be repaid to HCCA?
At this point in time, I'd like to do the first step and then decide what's in the best interest of the hospital before making a decision.
And we can't hear what's being said. If you have Dr. Benzivi speaking to the microphone, please.
Just one moment.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question, Kevin. We're obviously going to assess what's in the best interest of the hospital. The goal is to be able to refinance debt to a lower interest rate and for other needs. So as we progress and as we make these decisions, we'll obviously involve everyone and let you know. But this time we're considering all options.
Okay. Okay, Dr. Ostrom, we will have the medical staff report.
Is it working?
Great. I'd like to thank Dr. Benzivi for those numbers for quality. That's really quite amazing. I'm not sure if everybody sort of understands how good those numbers are. For example, on the central line placement, it really hits sort of close to home to what I do. For example, the central line rate of infection of 0.03%, well below the benchmark or national average. I hope you guys appreciate that those central lines, several of them are put in the emergency room under duress, where outside personnel such as paramedics and firefighters are doing CPR when conditions are less than optimal. There's obviously and of course sterile technique used, but again, conditions are suboptimal for a lot of those lines, and to see that our benchmark is well below the national average, that is really some great news. Thank you very much. I would like to give you some more great news, which mainly Next slide. Is that finally we've got some democracy here at Tulare Hospital. We had a election, and it was the first time in the hospital's history there had been an open and democratic, completely democratic process to elect officers of the medical executive committee. Every doctor in the hospital, regardless of status, not social status, status as far as active, provisional, what have you, temporary, was invited and able to vote. So 100% Democratic. Never happened before at the hospital. So the first time this has ever happened. And this is even the first time in 7 years we've even been able to have an election. So we had a complete Democratic election with a fantastic turnout, over 60 ballots returned, highest ballot return ever. So it's really exciting. It's great to see things moving forward and smoothing out. Next slide. And this was in spite of some adversity. You know, there's always some adversity. There was some opposition from a small group that was levied a lawsuit that they didn't even finance it. They had zero skin in the game, unfortunately. But we're working through that. But we have moved past that, I believe. Thank goodness. And the results of the election are our Secretary, Dr. John Miyakawa, a well-respected family practitioner here in the local community. Gary Walter, outstanding pathologist, and yours truly. I'm with you for 2 more years, so I'm here. But this is great. This is fantastic stuff to be able to do this. This really should be excited and proud. Next slide. We are ongoing with active recruiting for all specialties, and we did get a couple of specialists. We were able to obtain a pulmonologist, Dr. Sandhu. He's an internal medicine, specialty trained in pulmonology. So he'll be able to help us out with our critical care patients that Dr. Benzivi mentioned, those sicker than sick patients intubated in the ICU. He'll be able to help manage the ventilators. So his specialty is the lung and critical care, and he'll be able to help us out with some real sick patients, as well as Dr. Galvez, a pediatrician, and a few CRNAs, that's certified nurse anesthetists, to help beef up our OR staff. So we'll have a little bit more flexibility as far as resources in the operating room goes. Just to update you on other things that we're doing, other committees, other things that are taking place. Peer review, for example, just so you get sort of a better idea of what's happening at the hospital. Peer review is something that happens on a monthly basis, and peer review, sort of the for a very poor analogy, they're kind of the policemen of the hospital, not in a punitive aspect, meaning that there's not a punishment that goes along with it, but it's a group of physicians that have come together to form a committee chaired by Dr. Chu. I'm on the committee as well, to help police the standard of care. What I mean by that is we want our patients to receive the best care possible, and not always and not in every instance does someone get the best care possible, like the fortunate gentleman whose labs got mishandled. We want to bring those in and those instances and investigate them and find out why that happened and what can be put in place to prevent that from happening next time. Sometimes it's a system error. Sometimes it's before we do a procedure, we want to make sure we're doing the procedure on the right patient. We want to take a time out. We want to make sure that this is the correct patient, the correct procedure, the correct limb, the correct area of the body, that the procedure is happening. And that would be a systems adjustment to improve quality of care. And then there's also a practitioner point of view. Did someone mistakenly, give the wrong dose of medication? And if so, why did that happen? Does that practitioner need to be re-educated? Do they need to go through some additional training? That type of thing. So it's peer review is to watch what's the treatment that's being delivered in the hospital and make sure it's meeting a certain standard. And this is all done in a just culture. And by a just culture, what I mean, a just culture approach is that it's not punitive. We want people to openly admit when an error takes place. We want them to be reported. We want to learn from why did it happen and how do we prevent it from happening next time. So it really is kind of a good philosophy to have, and peer review is really an important thing that we're continuing to do here at the hospital. And like I said, it brings in physicians who are on the committee, it brings in their own personal experience, identifies problems, and works to find solutions, to generate and provide best practice. Other things that are happening, other things to be aware of, just an update on our Early Mart clinic. It's a school-based clinic. It's available from 8 to 5, primary care. Took a while to get it there, had some problems, had some issues. HCCA was pivotal in bringing this over the line to completion and up open and serving patients. And then again, congratulations to our pediatrics and our OB people. That's an amazing thing that you did. The baby-friendly designation is just so important. The breastfeeding, the initial hour, the first hour after birth, spending with the mother, not separating the mother and the child. It's just such a great honor for us to have it. Congratulations. And that's all I have.
Dr. Ostrom, I've been on the board for 6 months, and at our meetings we've heard nothing, as we did tonight, very positive things about the operations of the hospital. The negatives, unfortunately, we read in the paper, the critical things about this, including the ratings and the State Department of Public Health reports. Can you comment on corrective action that we've made to those reports so that we hopefully will avoid the incidents, the negative incidents that are pointed out in those reports?
Unfortunately, due to the confidentiality of peer review, I can't go into the specifics, the specific people, the specific incidents, that type of. Yeah, I mean, it's just that's a slippery slope we don't want to go down. But there are individuals that are being reviewed. There are systems and approaches that are being reviewed. We're making adjustments. We're re-educating, and we're putting roadblocks in ways in the system. So hopefully that doesn't happen, and bad things don't happen again. Unfortunately, they do, and they do across every hospital in every city. It's important that you guys are aware of that. You guys have a great resource here in your community. It's not perfect. It's not 100%, but nothing is. There's a lot of really good physicians here. There's a lot of really good care being delivered here. There's lives being saved in that hospital on a daily basis. I can't begin to tell you the people that are contributing to your hospital and providing care there. Their hearts are in it. They're doing the best they can. They really are. And it's unfortunate that nothing's perfect, and it's unfortunate it's not 100%, but there's a lot of really good people there doing a lot of really hard work. And, my heart goes out to them. I thank them, and I hope the community does too.
We surely do praise all these good people that are working hard every single day at our hospital, all 500+ of them, in whatever capacity they work in, from one extreme to the hospital to the other. And it's wonderful to hear these reports themselves again. We spent a lot of years, even before I was here, that there were no reports at all. And we really didn't know what was going on with the MEC, but now we see that there's progress being made. There's physician and medical recruitment that's so important to us here in this area. If anybody's tried to find a general physician lately, it's near impossible. So hopefully we'll get some general practice, family practice, and real soon. No? Okay, at this time we're going to suspend open session to closed session. We have medical MEC reports. We have advice with legal on 2 litigation items, and then at that, when we finish there, to accept the medical reports. Yes, I guess we better do that. It's been moved and seconded that we accept the medical reports. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay. At the end of closed session, we will be back in here to open for open session again. Thank you for coming, everyone. We appreciate that.
Hi, Norma.